An unlikely friendship, from hospital beds to shared dreams. This is a story of two men, Carter Chambers and Edward Cole, whose paths crossed in the most unexpected of places, a hospital room. Their journey from strangers to friends is a testament to the power of human connection. Carter Chambers and Edward Cole were two very different men. Carter, a humble mechanic, spent his days working with his hands, fixing engines and solving problems in his small auto repair shop. He was a man of simple pleasures, finding joy in the little things in life. Carter was a humble mechanic. He had a big heart and a quiet wisdom that came from years of hard work and life experiences. His hands, though rough and calloused, were skilled and gentle, capable of bringing broken machines back to life. He had a big heart and a quiet wisdom. His friends and family often turned to him for advice, knowing that his words, though few, were always thoughtful and sincere. Carter's life was not without its struggles, but he faced each challenge with a calm resilience. Edward was a billionaire businessman. His life was a whirlwind of board meetings, luxury cars, and high-stakes decisions. He was used to getting what he wanted, his wealth and influence opening doors that remained closed to most. He was used to getting what he wanted. Edward's confidence was often mistaken for arrogance, but beneath his tough exterior was a man who had sacrificed much for his success. His life, though filled with material wealth, was often lonely and unfulfilled. Life had thrown them together in a hospital room. Both men were battling cancer, their bodies weakened by the relentless fight against the disease. The sterile environment of the hospital became their shared world, a place where their vastly different lives intersected. They were both battling cancer. The diagnosis had been a harsh wake-up call, forcing them to confront their mortality. In the beginning, their interactions were strained, each man grappling with his own fears and frustrations. At first, they didn't get along. Carter was uncomfortable with Edward's wealth and the way he seemed to flaunt it. Edward, on the other hand, found Carter's simple life uninteresting and couldn't understand how someone could be content with so little. Carter was uncomfortable with Edward's wealth. He had always believed in earning his keep through honest work, and Edward's opulent lifestyle seemed to mock his values. The tension between them was palpable, each man wary of the other. Edward found Carter's simple life uninteresting. He couldn't fathom how someone could find satisfaction in such a modest existence. To Edward, life was about ambition and achievement, and he saw Carter as lacking in both. But as they spent more time together, something changed. The long hours in the hospital room forced them to interact, and slowly they began to see beyond their differences. They started to talk, first about trivial things, then about their lives, their dreams, and their regrets. They began to open up to each other. Carter shared stories of his family, his love for his wife, and the joy he found in his work. Edward, in turn, spoke of his business empire, the pressures of his success, and the loneliness that often accompanied it. They shared their fears and their hopes. Carter admitted his fear of leaving his family behind, while Edward confessed his regret over the relationships he had neglected in his pursuit of wealth. These conversations brought them closer, breaking down the barriers that had initially kept them apart. Despite their differences, they found common ground. They realized that at their core, they were not so different after all. Both men had dreams they had yet to fulfill and regrets they wished they could undo. They realized they both had regrets. Carter regretted not spending more time with his family, while Edward regretted the personal connections he had sacrificed for his career. These shared regrets became a foundation for their growing friendship. They both had dreams they'd left unfulfilled. Carter had always wanted to travel and see the world, while Edward had dreams of making a difference beyond the corporate world. Together, they decided to create a bucket list, a collection of dreams they would pursue together. This realization brought them closer. The bucket list became a symbol of their newfound friendship and a promise to live life to the fullest, despite their circumstances. They supported each other, finding strength in their shared goals. They formed an unexpected bond. What started as a reluctant companionship blossomed into a deep and meaningful friendship. They laughed together, cried together, and faced their fears together. It was the beginning of a unique friendship. Their journey from hospital beds to shared dreams is a reminder that sometimes the most unlikely friendships can become the most profound. In the end, it wasn't their differences that defined them, but the dreams and hopes they shared. The bucket list, a testament to life's possibilities. The idea of a bucket list is simple yet profound. It represents the dreams and aspirations we hold dear, the experiences we yearn for, and the adventures we wish to embark upon before our time on this earth comes to an end. One day, Carter was writing a list. He sat at his desk, the soft glow of the lamp illuminating the pages of his notebook. The pen in his hand moved with purpose as he jotted down each item, each dream, each hope. It was a list of things he wanted to do before he died. Skydiving, traveling to exotic places, learning a new language, reconnecting with old friends. Each entry was a testament to his desire to live fully and without regrets. He called it his bucket list. It was more than just words on paper, it was a declaration of intent, a promise to himself to seize the day and make the most of every moment. Edward found the list and was intrigued. He saw in it a reflection of his own unfulfilled dreams and aspirations. The list spoke to him, igniting a spark of excitement and curiosity. He suggested they do the things on the list together. "Why not?" he said with a grin. "Let's make these dreams a reality. Let's live our lives to the fullest, together." At first, Carter was hesitant. The idea seemed far-fetched, almost impossible. He had responsibilities, commitments, and fears that held him back. He thought it was a crazy idea, but Edward was determined. He saw the potential for growth, for joy, for unforgettable experiences. He knew that sometimes the craziest ideas are the ones that lead to the most extraordinary outcomes. He convinced Carter to embark on an adventure with him. They shook hands, a silent agreement to support each other, to push each other beyond their comfort zones, and to embrace the unknown. And so, the journey began. They packed their bags, filled with excitement and a sense of purpose. The open road stretched out before them, a symbol of endless possibilities and new beginnings. The bucket list was more than just a list. It was a roadmap to a life well lived, a guide to experiences that would shape their souls and leave lasting memories. It was a symbol of hope. Each item they checked off was a victory, a testament to their courage and determination. It reminded them that even in the face of uncertainty, there is always hope. It was a reminder that even in the face of death, life could still be full of joy and wonder. They laughed, they cried, they experienced moments of pure exhilaration and profound connection. It was their chance to live their lives to the fullest, to embrace every moment, to cherish every experience, and to create a legacy of love, adventure, and fulfillment. Adventures of a lifetime, from pyramids to skydiving. Carter and Edward's adventures took them all over the world. They visited the pyramids of Egypt. They went on a safari in Africa. They even went skydiving. With each experience, their bond grew stronger. They faced their fears together. They laughed together. They learned from each other. Carter rediscovered his sense of adventure. Edward learned the importance of humility and compassion. They were no longer just two men dying in a hospital. They were two friends living their dreams. Facing mortality. Two questions that change everything. During their travels, Carter and Edward had many deep conversations. They often found themselves reflecting on their past, their choices, and the paths they had taken. These conversations were not just idle chatter, they were profound and meaningful, touching on the very essence of life and existence. One day, amidst one of their many discussions, Carter asked Edward two questions that would change everything. These questions were simple yet profound, and they had the power to make anyone stop and think deeply about their life. The first question Carter asked was, "Have you found joy in your life?" This question was not just about fleeting moments of happiness, but about a deeper, more enduring sense of joy. It was about finding meaning and fulfillment in the everyday moments, in the relationships we build, and in the passions we pursue. The second question was equally powerful. Have you been a source of joy to others? This question made Edward think about his impact on the people around him. Had he brought happiness and comfort to those he loved? Had he made a positive difference in the lives of others? These questions struck a deep chord with Edward. He realized that while he had achieved many things in his life, he had often been so focused on his own goals and ambitions that he had overlooked the importance of joy and connection. Edward had spent much of his life chasing success, wealth, and recognition. He had worked tirelessly, often at the expense of his own well-being and the relationships that mattered most. The pursuit of success had consumed him, leaving little room for joy. In his quest for achievement, Edward had forgotten about the truly important things in life. He had neglected the simple pleasures, the moments of connection, and the joy that comes from being present with loved ones. These realizations were both painful and enlightening. These questions weren't just for Edward, they were for Carter too. Both men found themselves reflecting on their lives, their choices, and the legacy they would leave behind. The questions made them think about what truly mattered and what they wanted to be remembered for. They were for Carter too. Carter, who had always been the more introspective of the two, found himself pondering these questions deeply. He realized that while he had always sought to live a meaningful life, there were still areas where he could grow and improve. The questions made both men examine their lives with a new perspective. They began to see the importance of joy, not just as a fleeting emotion, but as a guiding principle. They understood that joy was something to be cultivated and shared. They forced them to confront their mortality. The realization that life is finite made them appreciate the preciousness of each moment. They understood that time was a limited resource, and they wanted to make the most of it. But they also helped them to appreciate the preciousness of life. The questions brought a sense of clarity and purpose. They reminded Carter and Edward that life is not just about the milestones we achieve, but about the joy we find and the joy we bring to others. In the end, these two simple questions had the power to change everything. Section 5. The Power of Connection, Finding Peace in Shared Experiences. As their journey continued, Carter and Edward began to find peace. They had faced their fears, they had made amends with their pasts, and most importantly, they had found a deep connection with each other. They discovered the power of friendship. They learned that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope. There is always the possibility of joy. They found solace in their shared journey. Section 6. Living life to the fullest, embracing every precious moment. The bucket list was shrinking. Time was running out. But Carter and Edward were determined to make the most of every remaining moment. They no longer feared death. They had found a new appreciation for life. Their journey taught them that life is about more than just existing. It's about truly living. It's about embracing every moment, big or small. It's about connecting with others and making a difference in the world. Section 7. The Legacy of the Bucket List, Inspiring Others to Dream. When Carter passed away, Edward was heartbroken. But he knew he had to honor his friend's memory. He completed the last item on the bucket list for Carter. He spread Carter's ashes on a beautiful mountaintop. It was a fitting tribute to their incredible journey. Edward's life was forever changed by his friendship with Carter. He learned to appreciate the simple things in life. He made amends with his estranged daughter. He lived the rest of his days with a renewed sense of purpose. Section 8. The Enduring Power of Friendship, a bond that transcends life's challenges. The story of Carter and Edward is a testament to the power of friendship. It shows that even in the face of adversity, we can find hope and joy in the most unexpected places. Their friendship transcended their differences. It gave them the strength to face their fears. Their bond taught them the importance of human connection. It reminded them that life is a gift, and it should be cherished. Section 9. A Heartwarming Tale, Finding Hope and Joy in Unexpected Places. The bucket list is more than just a movie. It's a reminder to all of us that it's never too late to start living our dreams. It's a celebration of life, friendship, and the power of the human spirit. It's a heartwarming tale that inspires us to embrace each day. It encourages us to build meaningful connections with others. It reminds us that life is a journey, and it's up to us to make it an adventure.